There's a truth about women that most men never dare to learn. She doesn't want to be understood. She wants to be felt. The moment you try to decode her, rationalize her, explain her, you kill the very thing she's drawn to. She's not wired like you. Her desire doesn't live in the logical part of her brain. It lives in the unknown. It lives in the feeling, the edge, the tension. And here's where most men fail. They try to be good. They try to be transparent. They try to be safe. But in her world, safety is not the same as desire. You can be the perfect man on paper, caring, dependable, even attractive, but if she feels no tension, no mystery, no spark, you become invisible. Let me make this brutally clear. Love is not equal to desire. She can love you and not want you. She can admire your kindness and still feel numb around you. Because desire doesn't follow gratitude. Desire follows power, not dominance, but energetic presence. The fall of the nice guy. You've seen it. The guy who does everything right. He listens. He shares. He texts back immediately. He tells her she's beautiful every day. And yet, she fades. She withdraws. Suddenly, she's not ready. She needs space. She's confused. What happened? Predictability happened. She could read his next move before he made it. There was no mystery, no edge, no emotional suspense. He stopped being a question. And women don't fantasize about answers, they fantasize about possibilities. Rule number 1, desire is born in the unknown. Let's take a moment and make this simple. If she knows exactly what you feel, exactly when you'll call, exactly how much you want her, you've removed the tension. You've given her certainty. And certainty is the enemy of attraction. Because biologically, women are drawn to movement. To the surge of energy that doesn't beg for attention but pulls it. They sense when a man is grounded in himself, not needing her validation, not broadcasting his hunger. She doesn't want to be chased. She wants to be chosen, quietly, confidently, without a word. The silence she craves. You want her attention? Then become the silence she wants to fill. You don't need to impress her. You don't need to explain your worth. You need to hold your ground. She's more drawn to the man who can look at her without needing her, than the man who constantly reassures her with words. She remembers the pause before a kiss, more than the kiss itself. She remembers the feeling of not knowing what you'll do next. She remembers the man who didn't show his cards, but made her lean in, made her guess, made her feel. Why the shadow draws her. She'll never tell you this, but her fantasies aren't about the man who worships her. Her fantasies are about the man she's not sure she deserves. The one who sees her completely but isn't impressed. The one who touches her soul without needing to speak. She'll say she wants sensitivity. She'll say she wants openness. But what her body responds to is mystery. Not games. Not manipulation. Just presence without attachment. A true masculine presence. When you don't need to be liked, you become powerful. When you don't need her to feel good about yourself, you become irresistible. Not because you're arrogant, but because you're centered. She doesn't want a man who clings. She wants a man who stands. A man who knows he is enough, with or without her attention. Because that man? He activates something ancient inside her. Not logic. Not reasoning. But raw feminine magnetism, that only responds to strength without words. The final thought? Don't explain yourself. Don't overinvest. Don't chase. Instead, be a storm she can sense, but never fully touch. Be the man who doesn't need her validation to feel complete. And watch what happens. She'll find herself leaning in, even when she doesn't know why. Because now, it's no longer about understanding you. It's about feeling you. She doesn't want a man who lists achievements. She wants a man who makes her feel something she can't explain. It's one of the cruel ironies of dating. The more you try to impress her with who you are, the more she feels nothing. You talk about your career, your goals, your discipline, your vision, and yet she yawns. Not because she doesn't respect it, but because desire doesn't respond to your LinkedIn profile. It responds to your presence. The energy she feels without you speaking. Here's the twist no one tells you. A woman decides how she feels about you before you speak a word. It's not the joke you told. It's not your car. It's not your plans for the next 5 years. It's how your energy lands in the room. Are you grounded? Are you detached from needing her attention? Do you look around like the world belongs to you, but you're not here to prove anything? That's the energy that unlocks her intrigue. It creates that invisible pull, where she can't name what it is, but she's suddenly alert, open, watching. The eye contact test. Every man has a moment where he looks into her eyes, and either claims the moment or collapses. Most men look away too fast. They flinch. They break tension. They get nervous under her gaze. But the man who meets her eyes and doesn't blink? Not aggressively. Not to dominate. But to simply exist in that space of silent pressure. He instantly becomes different. Why? Because she's not used to men who can hold her gaze without expectation. Without rushing. Without forcing a reaction. And that turns something on deep in her. She tests your energy, not your logic. Every time she goes quiet. Every time she gets moody. Every time she challenges you for no reason. It's not personal. It's energetic vetting. She's not consciously trying to sabotage connection. She's feeling out your core. She's asking, can this man stay grounded even when I'm chaotic? Can he hold his center even when I bring fire? Is he present or just pretending to be? The moment she decides to chase, she might laugh at your jokes, smile politely, let you buy her drinks. But there's a very specific moment, a quiet one, where she decides, I want him. That moment doesn't come when you compliment her, or when you offer her the world. It comes when you don't flinch, when she throws her most confusing energy at you, and you don't try to fix it, when you don't ask, what's wrong? When you simply observe, with calm awareness. She senses, this man can handle me. And suddenly, she wants to explore that further. The truth about compliments. You think she wants to hear how beautiful she is. But what turns her on more is when she senses you already know it and don't need to say it. The unspoken I see you that lives in your body language. The glance that lingers half a second longer than it should. The way you stand still when others fidget. Compliments speak to her ego, but energy speaks to her soul. Stop trying to get her. The more you try to win her, the more she escapes. Not because she hates you, but because you've shifted from masculine stillness to feminine pursuit. And two feminine energies repel. When you become the one trying to get her, you lose polarity. But when you remain in your lane, grounded, unfazed, and non-reactive, you become the mystery she wants to solve. Be the man who stays. Stay still when she tests you. Stay calm when she storms. Stay grounded when she dances around your energy, looking for a crack. She doesn't want your approval. She wants to feel that you can't be moved. That's when she softens. That's when she lets down her guard. That's when desire, real desire, ignites. Not because you tried, but because you didn't need to. There's a reason she didn't respond to your long message. A reason she seemed distant after you complimented her 10 times. It's not because she didn't like you. It's because you gave yourself away too fast. You didn't seduce her. You surrendered. And in doing so, you became predictable. Easy. Emotionally exposed before she even felt safe enough to open herself. Here's what most men never learn. She doesn't want to feel like you need her. She wants to feel like you chose her. The dangerous power of restraint. You think she wants you to confess everything. You think openness is what builds attraction. But attraction doesn't respond to logic or overexposure. It responds to mystery and restraint. When you show your cards too early. When you flood her with attention and validation. She may smile, but her body grows silent. Why? Because there's no tension, no edge, no chase. Her imagination is empty because you filled in all the blanks. The man who's hard to move. She doesn't crave the man who texts her good morning every single day. She craves the man whose silence makes her wonder, is he thinking about me right now? Not because he's playing a game, but because he has a life, a presence, a gravity she can't escape. This man doesn't chase validation. He doesn't overcommit. He shows interest without flooding the moment. He doesn't say, I need you. He says, in his silence, in his glance, in his pause, you'll know when I decide. Earned desire is stronger than given attention. The women who are most drawn to you won't be the ones you smother. They'll be the ones who feel they've earned your interest. Because when she earns your gaze, when she gets your attention after silence, when she sees your eyes change and feels that pulse of heat, she knows it wasn't random. She earned it. And now it means more. Your validation has value. Your desire has depth. And your energy is rare. She wants to melt, but only when it feels safe. What most men don't realize is this. Every woman wants to lose control. But only in front of a man who doesn't. If you show that you're emotionally stable, if your energy is unshakable, if you're not scared of her chaos, she will bring it all to you. Her softness, her wildness, her silence and her storms. And she will melt into you not because you chased, but because you stayed rooted while she tested the winds. Wanting her, without needing her. The most magnetic energy in a man? Calm hunger. It's not desperate. It's not loud. It doesn't announce itself. It sits beneath the surface, controlled, focused, dangerous. The man who radiates this energy? He walks into a room and doesn't need to prove anything. But everyone still notices. Because his desire is present, but never desperate. The final rule of desire. She'll give you everything. Her body, her loyalty, her submission. Not when you demand it. Not when you earn it by force. But when your energy makes her feel like she wanted it first. That's the paradox. That's the secret. You lead. You stay still. You remain selective. And she leans in because she feels like falling for you was her idea all along. That's not manipulation. That's what happens when a man becomes unshakable. And when he finally chooses her, it changes everything. Because now she's not chasing attention. She's chasing the moment when you finally let her in.